Morning, everybody. It's the 30th of September. We're Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Ian Coleman and Steve O'Hare. Good morning, guys.
Morning all.
Good morning.
Last day of the month and the quarter.
And the week?
No, unfortunately not.
Ah, God.
Nearly got suckered into that one. It's like,
Yeah,
is
I
it?
know.
Let's just quickly look down at the date
Hump
on the
day. We've got. We're nearly there. Halfway.
Hump day? No, that
hump
was
day.
Yeah.
that was
Sounds
Sunday night.
interesting. Once monthly.
Yeah, fun and games overnight with the presidential debate. I watched some of the highlights this morning. It seems to have been sort of consolidated into sort of 6 or 7 minutes worth of just unbelievable bickering and talking over each other and insults. It was just an absolute mess, really.
Mm.
Looking at the sort of fallout and the post-debate analysis from CNN, they were, I mean, the woman, she was just looked gobsmacked and stunned. And the only thing that she described it as live on air was that was an absolute shit show.
That's all she
Really?
said. I was just standing there.
Yeah,
I heard there was some expletives, but I've just a hot mess. One of
a
them
hot
called it.
mess in a dumpster that was set on fire or something. The other guy was saying it's just honestly, if you get a chance to watch it, it's
I'm going to
just
do it now.
cringe-worthy TV. It really is. And there's another 2 of them to go. There was certainly no clear winner, I don't think. And just we were just talking about this before that how is that the best that US have got to offer in terms of a presidential candidate? It's
Did
just
he hit Trump on his tax?
yeah, he tried to, but it just like these
Fake
things
news.
just got moved on, and there was both flashpoints where they could have gone after each other in a bit more rationally and but they didn't. They just was just it was just a mess. It really was just an absolute mess.
I saw on the Bloomberg thing this morning that Trump declined to condemn the far right supremacists.
Yeah, it was it the something boys, what they call themselves, Proud
Yeah,
Boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told them to get ready or something. It's just
Did he?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and when he was asked would he accept the result, and he was like, "No, it was all going to be fake voting, and it's all going to be, keep your eyes peeled." And wow. Anyway,
I
markets
think it's
didn't
I
like what
think
they
I think it's
saw.
the only way that he can keep his empire alive is getting another term, though, isn't it? Because I think as soon as he comes out, they're all going to just go for him, aren't they? I mean, he owes hundreds of millions of dollars, I should say.
Yeah,
Um, I just think it's going to be. I think that's his biggest incentive, put it that way, to stay in. But
yeah. I mean, initially, if we just take a quick look at some of these equity markets, this is well, not really too bothered about that, but yeah, this is the S&P 500. So they were debating in what was midnight our time. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, so this is sort of when the debate was ongoing, and then obviously the markets didn't initially like that. We've seen a little bit of a bounce back this morning in the futures, the S&P, but nothing dramatic. So
I've
clearly
got
people
a
didn't like what they saw, and that's the
I've
Dow
got a four
Jones.
I've got a 4-hour chart just highlighting the sort of like the bearish channels basically on the US indices. So you got the Dow Jones, Nasdaq not so much, S&P. So all sort of like the momentum, quick move to the upside and then collapse committee.
Yeah.
So crossover potential for it to move down. But as you say, we've had a little bit of a recovery this morning.
The European market's faring a little bit better, it would seem.
Yeah, they're holding in sort of like around this the reverse trend line. If we extend this further, has worked really nicely. You can see this upward support line broke
Yep.
through, retested, and sort of like below it. I saw the CAC was down 1% on the day. And the FTSE is again, it's a bigger bearish channel. Maybe not even a channel, more of a
A wedge, maybe. Just with regards to Europe, the 1.8 trillion euro budget and stimulus package is in danger of being delayed owing to a disagreement between member states over how to enforce an adherence to democratic values. That's what the German government have warned. So that could have explained why we saw, well, obviously we saw that weakness because of the presidential debate, but maybe there's been some positive news about that this morning, which has lifted the equity markets a little bit higher.
Yeah, I mean, Nikkei seems to be outperforming all of the indices at the moment. That's sort of like still in this sort of
That's because they're
sideways
burning
trend.
yen, aren't they?
Yeah, and Wan as well. So yeah, the Asian indices performing a little bit better. Not good
What about
though.
the data we had this morning? We had some European inflation data this morning from France that looked to be pretty much in line. We had house prices in the UK shown a rise, unbelievably, 0.9%.
Yeah, it
UK
does feel like that, doesn't it? It's sort of like we almost expected a bit of a pullback in the housing market, but it's not happening.
GDP was a lot better, wasn't it?
minus 19.8%. Estimates of minus 20.4. So yes, a little bit better, but still a horrific reading.
Yeah, going to take a while.
I've got all the UK figures as a blue though. So better than expected. Yeah. A beat. German retail sales worse than expected. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how it's just when you sort of start talking about the next month or the next quarter, it doesn't feel so bad. But then if you do a year on year, it's pretty horrendous.
Yeah, indeed. So I think price action today is probably going to be a bit messy and choppy because obviously it's the end of the quarter, the end of the month. So you tend to get some pretty wild price fluctuations. Shall we have a look at how that implicates or what the outlook is for FX? Ian, do you want to take a look at some charts?
Dollar index, we talked about this. This reverse trend line, and it's holding quite well this morning. Obviously, with stock indices moving lower, then we've got the sort of safe haven aspect of buying dollars, so it's just sort of creeping up. If you look to this chart, I mean, it's really mixed. If you sort of break down the dollar, we're going to get a bullish outside month this month, which offers a long-term upward bias. If we go to this time frame, 5 down, so yes, that lines up with 3 up, but we got a nice Maribozo level from the week 21st of September, which is lining up with this reverse trend line support. So it's really crucial today where we're going to end up, I think, because if we go to this time frame, is this the first free wave correction? We talked about this when it hit this level. This is crucial. What is the swing high? 93.66. If it breaks that, then this is just a free wave pattern, and then we come down again in 3 waves and then up in 5 waves and just get chopped about all over the place. But it's quite interesting that we've seen that reaction higher in the dollar this morning. And then if we go to euro dollar, it was not pip perfect, but not far off. So that's a reverse trend line resistance. And we've just touched into it this morning and started to move lower. And if it is a head and shoulders, then 114.60 is the target level. So really sort of quite decent risk reward if that's your view. Cable, again, 5 down. I think this is prime. I think you're just going to get chopped up in between. I mean, you've got support here and you've got resistance here. So I think for cable, it's just going to be range bound for a little while. And also for buying dollars, I thought dollar CAD was quite interesting. It was one of a chart formation that one of our guys picked up this morning, actually. So go to this one first. Even though it's a 161.8% extension level, this just looks mixed. And if we go to a shorter time frame, just bring it down to an hourly. It looks like an ascending triangle formation, which has a bias to break to the upside. So it's looking like buying dollars today, basically. Aussie dollar, which is sort of, we ran higher. That could be mixed for a little while. I'd probably wait and see whether or not this makes a head and shoulders pattern. So left shoulder, head, neckline here, right shoulder. But again, if it dips down to here, I think that's another opportunity to buy. So two-way trading or two-way ideas today on most of the dollar majors, as far as I can see.
Cool. You just helped me pick my gun to the head trade there with that analysis. Thank you very much.
Dollar CAD.
No,
don't tell him.
first
Don't
one you
tell
looked at. Okay,
Dollar index. You're a dollar.
No, don't capitulate, Joe.
I'm not gonna say anything. Anyway, shall we have a look at the gun to the head from yesterday?
Yeah, I'm doing the same as Joe and Ian.
Yesterday's trades.
All
so we had DAX short, which was stopped. We had Aussie dollar long, which Ian, you made 0.64R on that. And we had a gold long, which was a 1.83R at the close.
Very nice.
Nice win there. Nice push higher on the overall P&L as well, ticking nicely towards that previous high that we saw back in June. 10th of October, I think, is Talking Bull's first birthday, so I'd like us to be at new highs around about there. So
we're not all here, are we?
No, we're having got a bit of a holiday break, have we? Okay, so who's got some
phone in your order?
Okay, that worked well last time, didn't it?
From the campsite.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Well, you do, Joe. Obviously.
Okay, I'm buying. No, I'm not.
It didn't take him long,
selling
did it?
euro dollar.
Same.
Same. Yeah, I mean, Ian, your analysis there, I really liked. Just looking at this, just see if I can make it a bit clearer. Talks about that potential head and shoulders top that's formed there. So we've seen that breakdown. This is very rough, but some sort of neckline along there, maybe a nice little retest this morning. So going to jump on that. I'm going to set it now at 117.32. Going to place a stop loss at 117.57. I'm going to target and move back down to these recent swing lows at 116.15. So that's 4.4R if that plays out from here today. So that could be a really nice one. Let's see how it goes.
Good luck.
Who's next?
Steve.
Well, I'm going to go sort of similar. I'm going to buy gold. We're not going to be on the intraday trade idea. Just posted a couple of bullish hammers over the last couple of hours.
That was the other thing I was looking at. So
yeah, and I'm going to have a nice, really tight stop at it to make it really easy and target a move to, I think 1910. And I can pull the stop in a little bit here. 1880. Is that right? Does that work? Yeah, that's not too bad. Actually, let's do a. Yeah, so we're getting along at 1887.8. Target 24 pips and stop at 8 pips. So the stop is just below 1880. The target is just below 1912, which is our target on the intraday trade.
Cool.
That's me.
There you go, Ian. You got the screen.
I'm only going to go for a 2R. I'm not quite sure about whether or not we're going to get a sort of, there's only sort of 2 touches here really. So I'm wondering whether or not it's going to come back to give a better entry level. But anyway, I'm going to take this because I can't see anything else apart from euro dollar, and Joe's got that. 134.06. Hitting longer dollar CAD. Measured move targets 135.09. We'll stop at 133.61 for a mere 2.3R.
That'll do if it comes in.
That'll do.
Yeah. Loads of figures today, isn't there? Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads.
Some of the most important ones for us.
Yeah, consumer price. We've had that retail sales that we talked about this morning. This was all the sterling figures that we talked about even though they pretty horrendous into sort of double-digit minuses, they are slightly better than expected. Zhu survey coming out just as we speak, I believe, in 1 minute. It used to be market moving, it's not really anymore. Didn't realise there was a speaker today. You got B of E's Howden speaking at 9:30 UK. German unemployment just coming in. That's coming early, actually, isn't it? Anyway, and then we've got ECB speaker 10:45 UK. ADP unemployment expected a build of 648,000. Was last a build of 428, so expecting it higher. GDP, annualized GDP, minus 31.7. So really hideous, even worse than the UK and Europe. Is that a market moving release? Swiss National Bank quarterly bulletin? Not quite sure.
Not according to what I've got. I think
No.
pending home sales maybe at 3 o'clock, and then crude inventories at 3:30.
CAD GDP as well, coming out at the same time as US. So maybe a double whammy for my dollar CAD trade.
And of course, this is all leading up to non-farms on Friday, so promises to be a pretty exciting week in terms of data releases, and obviously with it being month end and quarter end as well, as we've said, it could be more choppy.
So overnight, Tankan, that's a market moving release for yen, and then tomorrow we've got the special summit, which could be market moving for euro. So
plenty going on then.
Loads
and loads. Okay, I think that pretty much covers everything, unless anybody else has got anything else of interest, either chart related or news related.
No,
not really.
Oh, cool. Right, let's wrap it up then.
All right.
Okay, have a great day, everybody, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Enjoy.
Bye.
See ya.